Now this is what I'm talking about, baby.
Sounds better with your music and your station playing on the background. Fluent Radio.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Be Blunt Radio Edition up here at Fluent Radio, WFLUDB, Fluent Radio Crestwood, where all things are fluent. How y'all doing? It's everybody's favorite retard, Tony Tajay. I know a couple of people been getting a little mad that I say that, but I claim that because I get to say that, you know what I'm saying? Because I am an autistic person, so therefore, if it offends anybody, it should offend me, and I'm not offended by that.
You're everyone's favorite retard.
And I'm everybody's favorite retard, so take that. You can't cancel
no
that.
Diddy, take that.
No Diddy.
On that
take
note.
That. But we are in the house today, you know what I'm saying, with the beautiful, you know what I'm saying.
Yo, it's the B.I.G. Big Mama, that's me. What's good? Coming straight out live out of Fluent Radio, Crestwood, everything's fluent. Tony, did you give in that call-in number?
I'm gonna give them the number. We was gonna do the intros, you know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the We Heads Playback.
No, because, you know what I'm saying, I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying, we're in the house with, you know what I'm saying, I guess, you know what I'm saying.
Go ahead, do the intro.
See, but she just, you know, cut me off and everything, you know what I'm saying, telling me I forgot something.
Everybody's favorite retard.
But anyway, we, you know what I'm saying, we got a guest in the house tonight, you know what I'm saying, the Black High Priestess, you know what I'm saying. We had her on our podcast, Let's Be Blunt.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying, hey y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I heard her rap, she cold.
She cold. Rapping is one of the many qualities that our guest has on today. Definitely catch this episode and the behind the scenes gonna be aired on YouTube following this, but everybody's social medias will be here to be given here shortly. Catch us on Facebook and on Instagram, so definitely hit up that on my social medias. Everybody else is streaming on Facebook and Instagram too. But Let's Be Blunt Linktree 2020, hit up that to catch all the last 5 years of everything I've been doing on Let's Be Blunt podcast. Go ahead, Tom.
And of course, you know, if y'all want to, you know, jump by my little stuff or whatever, you know what I'm saying, y'all can hit that Linktree / I am Tony Tajay. You know, y'all can find everything about me, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, profession wise, you know. There we go. With moderation. Let's put it like that. But anybody who want to call in during the episode, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, ask some questions to the Black High Priestess, you know what I'm saying, y'all hit that number. It's 904-629-5928. Once again, that number is 904-629-5928.
Yep, I want you to go ahead and get everybody your socials and what we would say your, I don't want to say surname, but what would you categorize yourself as?
Black High Priestess. Black High Priestess on Facebook, and the Black High Priestess on Instagram. You can check out my Etsy, blackhighpriestess.etsy.com, and then modelmayhem.com/chastityunique. So for my friends and family, Chastity Unique Smith. But just look up Black High Priestess. I think all my Google SEO should be up to date, so get it.
Word. I appreciate you coming on. I know the first time you came on was with somebody else, and shout out to him as well, because he's been doing his stuff too. He's been all over Chicago, all over shouting and promoting his music. So shout out to you as well, yo. We can't wait to have you come back on. So definitely know we looking forward back to that. Shout out to one more time to the behind the scenes centrals on everybody's phone, I guess at this point. This YouTube video about to be dope with all the angles we got going on. But
I know, right?
This is time for my favorite segment. Pass the Blunt is something that I always love doing. And even though we're in Fluent Radio, our non-smoking location, we can still pass the blunt and get to know our High Black Priestess over here. So, Give us a little bit of your background. Where are you from? How did you get to where you are today?
So my brand basically started with the need for black and brown unity, just kind of combining my black aspects and my Native American aspects. Understanding that with me, learning Spanish at a young age and being growing up around a lot of immigrants, mostly Mexicans, a lot of Indians and Africans as well, that piqued my interest for Spanish, and it was offered to me in sixth grade. So I learned Spanish. I used it a lot, and so I recognized, actually my father, shout out to my father, he died in 2020, but he was a Vietnam veteran. He was a Marine honorably discharged. And he actually told me when I started learning Spanish, he's like, keep learning Spanish because one day we're going to need the Mexicans to fight with us in the war against racism. This is what my dad literally told me. He told me a lot of stuff, and I do get a lot of my psychic abilities from my father as well.
Word.
But my brand basically, I recognized that there was really just a language barrier between black people in Chicago and in America and black people all over the world who had the same experience of colonialism. And black and brown people have had the same experience of colonialism, but sometimes they're just being more of a language barrier than an actual cultural barrier. So I at this time I wanted to talk about Black Friday really briefly. This interview was important to me because we connected last time on the subject of being Native American and those cultural things and what weed and hip hop and all those things had to do with our Native American culture and colonialism. So I just want to remind people, Black Friday started as a slave auction where people knew that on this particular day, the one day of the year where the slaves will be auctioned at a much cheaper price than usual. So moving forward, we now are celebrating, so to speak, a day. Well, Thanksgiving is the national holiday, but Black Friday has become a national celebration. And let's remember, it's still a way of objectifying a human being because you're putting objects on sale. And while people do need merchandise and people do need things accessible, realistically, a lot of times they're not sales, they're just fake sales. They're things at higher prices marked down to its regular price. But it started off as a way to, it started off as demeaning the value of human life. And with the Let's Be Blunt podcast and the nature of your podcast and other podcasts, I want to shout out to the Canna Baddies, to Mex in the City, another female-owned podcast that talks about indigenous culture and weed smoking and women's rights. Marijuana was the illegalization of marijuana, especially in the early 1900s. That was an act of racism again, and it was a way to tax black and brown people. It was a way to criminalize black and brown people, especially. How does hip hop play a role in this? We just had the Prohibition THC Cafe was where that's a black owned cafe off of State Street, I believe, and that's where the last get up, the get down, the re-up was. So shout out to all the Chicago hip hop artists.
Yeah, shout out to all y'all.
Yeah, but what's important about the prohibition and black-owned business and us being able to own the legalized marijuana industry is because it was criminalized, and it was a way to criminalize black and brown culture, and it was looked at as something that we did as black people while we were making our music, our swing music, our hip hop music, our music that we made in our communities. So just shout out to anyone who understands the history of Black Friday and why that's so important to my brand, Black and Brown Unity, because marijuana was a way to criminalize and tax the Mexican population that was blamed when the history of cannabis and hemp is throughout the world was used medicinal, and it was not always hallucinogenic, but the Mexicans were kind of the first ones to get criminalized at that time, and again, same thing with black Americans being dehumanized. So as Native American and African person who uses African spirituality to elevate the black race and sacred economics, Black Friday is understand the history behind it. It is called Black Friday, so we have not moved beyond dehumanizing people. Why is it called Black Friday? So,
Yeah.
you know, my brand is about sacred economics. I started doing readings with barter and trade because that's the indigenous way of currency, of flow. It was trading a valuable skill or resource for another valuable skill.
Gotcha.
And then money, wealth itself was backed by gold, which is still valuable resources. So now banking systems and things, it's not sacred economics because you're not trading value for value. It's in the ether, it's fake, it's made up money that is printed and people, it's controlled but not backed by skills and resources. So hopefully I got that in.
No, you
Hey,
didn't.
we got an hour, so if I sound like I'm at an option,
no,
just
No,
trying to
I got
squeeze
mad
it in,
respect
but-
for what you said, for real, straight up.
Yeah.
Y'all know how I feel about the government, and let's not even get into it. But, you know, that makes a lot of sense, you know what I'm saying? And that I like that you like went into detail like that for people who don't really know that, you know, about Black Friday. You know what I'm saying? They just think it's a day to get cheap stuff.
Cheap shit.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So-
Henry Eislinger is in around 1937, he was one of the first like government officials or like, you know, who did illegalize it and make it criminal. And so not to blame one person,
Right.
but to blame the culture and the British were the first ones to put propaganda out for cannabis being a drug, a class 1 drug. And so again, he was responsible for making it a class 1 drug, which didn't criminalize a lot of the black and brown, mostly men, but people who were using it. Obama was the first president who
He really was, yeah.
decreased the limit, he decreased the sentencing to that. He was the first one who did something that tangibly helped black and brown people. Again, mostly men, but definitely women too. We know a lot of women who sold weed as well, and he helped black people by taking the criminal aspect out of that even before it was legal.
Right.
So just, you know, some people understand these things. Even the Asians, like if you look at the history, Columbus brought weed over. The Asians, hemp and stuff, it's not just a Native American plant. It's the healing of the nation. It's something that's associated with Jamaica and Rastafari. But understand the history of the plant itself worldwide. And the history of who criminalized it. British and Henry Eislinger, just, you know.
Things of that nature. I tell people that often, and it's been one of the key phrases I've let people on since I've started this podcast, that communication and smoke can change the world. And even if you're not ingesting the plant in a smoking manner, the pills, the oils, the amount of things that you can use that plant for alone can change millions of people's lives. And I tell people often, don't associate weed or cannabis, however you phrase it, or hemp, with one certain race or nationality, because that's idiocracy, you feel me?
Right.
Hemp is grown all over the world and is ingested in different formats, whether it's kush, whether it's, you know, actual the tar and resin itself. It doesn't matter. There's plenty of ways that people could enjoy cannabis to better use and better for our society than what we are currently doing, which is locking people up, you feel me? It's not needed or necessary. I want to talk to you a little bit about, when did you first get into magic?
Yeah, this is something I ain't get to run by last time, and so hey y'all, yeah. We on the magic tip today.
All right. Well, I will say that spirituality got into me. It is something that I recognize at a very, very young age that I was able to do things that I thought were normal that weren't actually normal, like being able to read a person's mind or being able to guess things because I was picking up on information that I was getting that I thought everyone got, but really was actually enhanced and supernatural empathy. And so I want to say that I have a mother who is a very high empath. She has empathic abilities. She's taught me a lot about holistic health and wellness, and you know, through my grandmother too. So I have a lot of holistic health and wellness passed down, and that is where I felt the need to introduce holistic health and wellness from a witchcraft perspective. in the sense of indigenous culture and a lot of traditions and a lot of healing methods are considered witchcraft in Christianity or in religious cultures, and a lot of African spiritual customs are considered demonic when voodoo is it's actually literally biblical. And so I felt the need to teach holistic health and wellness through the lens of witchcraft, and understanding that a lot of people, namely women, namely beautiful women, were considered demonic for having traits and gifts that are actually can come from being gifted as a person who could be considered a saint or a prophet. The prophets were doing things that would definitely be under magic and witchcraft. This is biblical.
Yeah.
So for a person to be able to do things that, standing in fire, not getting burned, not getting eaten by lions, being swallowed by a fish.
Miracles.
These miracles, we have to be very careful what we consider demonic and what we don't.
Yeah.
So I felt the need to just kind of be blunt about what it means to be a witch, and also kind of use it to lead people who are interested in reading the Bible and reading what it says, and not letting white supremacist, male dominated influences and culture prevent you from actually understanding the voodoo, the witchcraft, the female powers, and the spiritual magic in the Bible. So I think recognizing that I had certain abilities that other people didn't, it made me realize, okay, you're not normal. You can do things, and the way people respond to me, even to this day, it's not normal for people to want what I have or feel comfortable telling me things or just want to touch me for some weird reason. But when I read scriptures in the Bible, like, oh, this woman touched Christ and she was healed, and he didn't get mad, like I'll get pissed off.
I hate when people touch me. Why are you touching me?
Because when you have these spiritual empathic traits, they know that just being around you, they're going to receive a level of healing.
Right.
And I think it's important to understand that the way someone who has a gift, and on my website, if you go to blackhighpriestess.com and you go under shadows is basically me talking about myself, explaining my name, the different traits and things, and witch is, it's considered a woman of exceptional charm, beauty, grace, and women who are powerful in male-dominated society. Powerful women are considered witches, or considered, a certain thing when you're not just docile and conform. In indigenous cultures, virginity did not necessarily mean you did not have sex. It mean you abstained from pregnancy, because the women learned to hunt. They went through rites of passage. So connecting what it is to be a witch to what it is to be an indigenous woman in any culture, American, European, African, does not matter, Asian. The indigenous cultures, the ancient traditions are tucked away into a cult, when this was a holistic, natural way of life, in a lot of ways. And our connections to the elements are directly related to your culture and how we worship things. And so for one thing to be considered deemed demonic in this culture, and the way Europeans used fire was a certain way because they were living in ice ages and cold climates. The way African people are connected to the element of water, the way Asian people are connected to the element of air. Monks meditate on the mountains. There's actual cultural roots to certain things, and when you understand your cultural ancient traditions, you will not let somebody demonize your heritage. And you can find it in the Bible. Job in the Bible scholars have said Job was of the Orient. He was Oriental. There's Asian culture right there. The three wise men were considered to have traveled from Asia and Africa. World history is in the Bible. And I think that it's important for people to be bold about who they are and what they are. And claiming witchcraft is claiming my indigenous heritage without claiming devil worship, which is very much a sector of occult science. But it is not indigenous heritage, and understanding your particular ethnic heritage does not equate to devil worship. And a lot of things, European culture makes things demonic, in that European culture is one of the only ancient ones that associates black with negativity. And so Black High Priestess became a way to talk about blackness as a race, as a color, and as an energy, meaning connection to darkness, and taking away the Eurocentric ideas of blackness. Europeans were black to a funeral. Africans were white to a funeral.
Yeah.
Other cultures were white. White represents spirituality in our culture. White represents death in our culture. In Europe, black represents death. Black represents negativity. In African culture, black represents youth or earth, or so understanding how European culture and colonialism plays a role in whitewashing and appropriating things to the point where people are claiming witchcraft when you're really just actually practicing Native American traditions of healing.
I fully agree with you. I was explaining to Tony's family yesterday, because I wore white yesterday, you feel me? And it's a remembrance of their ancestors, because there's no point wearing black, you feel me? I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. There's nothing to celebrate regarding Thanksgiving. You're not even eating culturally appropriate foods, you feel me? So at the end of the day, I just eat the food because I ain't gonna turn down no free food. But in remembrance of people that, all my natives that do still celebrate the language, you feel me? I stand with my people to the end of the days. I hate the fact that Native Americans and African Americans are subsidized by color. We already have enough issues. Stop judging your own people because one's lighter than the next. Africans have stereotypes for light skins and dark skins. Like, damn, y'all are all African at the end of the day. Native Americans do the same thing. I'm known as half-breed amongst my family, because I'm 25% white, and the rest of me is Native. But that little bit of white makes a difference in such rooted communities, you feel me? It doesn't matter if you speak the language, it doesn't matter who your grandparents are. White culture really does change the aspects of how certain races do see you. So the right that you're giving your people and explaining the actual heritage and the culture is very much appreciated, because even the youngins and littles, even the olds, some don't even know their culture, you feel me? They know what's been told to them, but not the research that's been actually done and given to them through the scripture or through proper teachings, you feel me? I don't tell people what their culture is nor their race. I always ask, what are you? Because I hate to assume, because you never really know. You never really know. So taking time to actually understand people's culture and their upbringing is key when you're getting to know somebody, because you don't know everybody,
Oh yeah, we getting deep over here on Let's Be Blunt.
I want you to take the wheels a little bit, Tony, and go into Roach of the Day.
Oh man! After that deep conversation, I gotta go into what bothers me.
Oh yeah,
I was into the deep conversation.
I know it's your turn to rant though. Go ahead, Tony.
Well, I ain't gonna rant for too long. You know what I'm saying? Or the roach of the day for today, y'all, is just toxic people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if your whole goal is to do anything or speak to anybody that's gonna ruin their day or whatever, I'm here to let you know, people who are trying to do positive stuff and trying to, get to the next level, get to the final level, that is, get to the glow, but when people trying to do that, they not tripping on your toxic energy. So, you know what I'm saying? Especially people like me, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't come for me, because I'm too old to get into the cat fights with you. It's not happening, bro. It's not. With anybody. Anybody who got a problem with me, that's on y'all. I ain't got no problem with nobody. You see what I'm saying? It's peaceful over here. I'm chasing the bag. I'm trying to get money and take care of my family and be able to do the things that I want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? So getting into a petty argument with anybody, or being insulted this way or that way, I'm not doing it. Yeah, have at it. If that's your thing, enjoy yourself.
I'm gonna add to it because Tony a lot nicer than me. I tell people often, I'm too old. I'm 26, so you at 43 is way too old to be dealing with it. I'm too old. You feel me? I tell people often, I'm cool. You could talk all you want to, please. I enjoy the laughter at the end of the day. Talk all you want to. Do not put your hands on me. And do not put your hands on me.
Oh, well, that's a, you know, of course, that's a different
That's my
whole...
limit. Don't spit at me. Because that will get you knocked out, too. I don't do that.
That's a whole different experience.
Like, dang. I don't know. I tell people often, y'all are quick to say stuff on social media. Social media has given this generation and the generation before me a good blocker as far as actually having to talk face to face to people nowadays. And I don't understand that. Like, if I have something bold to say, I'm going to say it to your face, regardless of how you feel about it. Because I'm going to get my feelings out. I don't like bottling things in, you feel me? I'm going to get my feelings out. And some people do that on social media, and some people do it face to face. I heed people. Those people that do it face to face like me aren't built like the people on the internet. You feel me? There's a reason we stay calm. There's a reason we have to at the end of the day.
You have no choice.
I did too much prison time. I did too much other shit in my life. I have to stay calm.
I ain't even trying to go to jail at all, period.
I have to. So at the end of the day, I tell people, yo, talk all you want to, please. I love reading drama segment, but keep it on the drama segment. You feel me? At the end of the day, we're too grown to be doing this kind of things with each other. You feel me? You gotta be cool. Walk away.
That part, bro.
Walk away or block me. You have the ability nowadays just to simply Thanos people.
It's just that fast, bro. It's just that fast.
It really is. You can
just that fast. Trust me.
God.
I just had to do that, what? 2 days ago? 3 days ago?
I do at least once a day. I Thanos somebody. I'm not gonna hold you.
You know what I'm saying?
At least once a day, yo.
I need people to understand that from my point of view, I'm telling everybody right now, the drama, that's for the birds, bro.
Road to the day,
I'm out here trying to get bread. You will become road to the day. Just cool it.
Just cool.
just cool.
Get Thanos.
I'll get Thanos. Hashtag
and
get
before
Thanos.
we get into the next segment, because we can move on from that, I didn't say what I needed to say. But before we go on break, I still want to shout out my boy Miz over here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Here
He
at
is
Fluent
mic'd
Radio.
up,
You know
so
what
call
I'm saying?
in.
Yeah, call in, man.
He
Y'all want to
mic'd
talk
up.
to us? Y'all want to, get in some questions or whatever? Blah 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 blah. We love our blunt heads. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all, man. We love hearing from y'all. It makes us happy when y'all call in. Like, we be shocked when we get phone calls.
Low key, Tone. I know normally we go off the lives for the second half, but I've been having people commenting in that we need to stay on live for the second half. And I'm cool with that, you guys. I'm cool with that. But you do know I'm gonna have to cut you off to go smoke, and I'm gonna come back up.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
Y'all ain't about to sit in my smoke session.
So if we cut y'all off, we'll be back. You know what I'm saying? We going on break because we gonna
The smoke break is mandatory.
You guys got a 10-minute. I'm gonna start adding into my lives, commercial countdown, so people can come back and roll up. So stare at the Fluent Radio logo while we come back. Yo, welcome back to Let's Be Blunt. As always, it's me, the B.I.G.
And of course, your homeboy, the Juster King, Tony Tijay.
Yo, we here for a slight little commercial break to your regularly scheduled programming. We gotta talk about our sponsorship real quick, yo. First sponsor I gotta mention is it's 420, baby. Yo, it's always 420 somewhere.
It's always 420.
Chips, drinks, candies, anything you can want, edible and non-edible. Infused, non-infused, you feel me? Catch it.
Be sure to also hit up our other sponsor, Little Hippie Mama. Right?
Yeah, Little Hippie Mommy. You can find our Instagram at Little Hippie Mommy.
Oh, see, I said Mama.
Little Hippie Mommy. Yep. LILHIPP. Well, I'll type it out. You feel me? That's a long thing to type.
I always fuck it up. You know I love you, Topanga, though.
Stay tuned for all her stuff coming out as well. But back to the show, yo.
See, we got our host right here.
Yo, what up?
This
we
is
are
the,
back,
radio.
you guys. We are back. We are back.
Yo.
Welcome back. Everybody tuning in, y'all here? No.
What's good?
So we back for Let's Be Blunt Radio. We here with High Black Priestess. And I'm high my goddamn self.
No, facts.
This is part 2.
Nice and lit. Anybody that wants to call in though, we are coming from WFLU-DB, Fluent Radio Crestwood, where all things are fluent. Definitely call in. We'll be here till about 6:30, so 904-629-5928. I'll put it in the links below so you guys can see that call-in number.
Give it to him one more time.
Oh, of course. 904-629-5928. Yo, it's good. To all my international listeners, everybody tuning in and hit that link tree. Let's Be Blunt 2020. You see all the last 5 years of me smoking blunts, talking about blunt stuff. Shout out to my producer, Jester King Entertainment, producer of not only Let's Be Blunt, but Villain City of Blood as well. That is also coming out December 21st, Tom.
Oh, yeah. Well, we might as well get into that, huh?
Do it real quick, though, because I got stuff to do.
Since we back, you know what I'm
He's
saying?
long-winded, yo.
No, I'm not.
Candy.
But, okay.
Villains.
Candy. Villains. All right, so check this out, y'all. December 21st, season 1 of Villains actually hits YouTube. But y'all still gotta watch it every week. I got it set to y'all gonna watch it episode by episode.
Yep.
But it will officially be on YouTube December 21st. And y'all finally get to watch it every I think I say every Friday. Yeah, every Friday at 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So get ready for that. January 18th is the new date for the Michael Jackson Dynasty show. So get ready for that. That's in Gary, Indiana at the Glen Theater.
Yo. The
And,
hometown of Michael Jackson,
You know, we finna
Coming
get
from
down
Mike's
with that.
cousin and everything. We
You know what I'm saying? So y'all get ready for that. My album will be out in February of 2025. It's called I Am. You know what I'm saying? So y'all get to hear some new music from me. And of course, shout out to my boy, you know what I'm saying, my brother in the series, Julian T. Allen.
Shout out to Juju.
We got a song coming out called All That Ass. It come out December 3rd officially again. It's been re-released on everything.
All that bleep.
And we also we played the Legit Brothers in Villains. So like I said, y'all get ready.
I'm gonna need you to remember that we are at Fluent Radio Crestwood, where all things are fluent. And
shout out to my boy Miz,
and
the
Fluent.
Long-winded.
Long-winded, yo. Let me get to the actual clients of today, yo. The one. Stop. We be talking. The one and only High Black Priestess. Go ahead and give us your socials one more time, and what are you about to be doing for us, real quick?
All right, I guess I'm gonna do some live readings. We're gonna speedball it.
Yeah.
BlackHighPriestess.com at the Black High Priestess. That's gonna be my IG. Black High Priestess on Facebook, Google. Black High Priestess. My Google SEO should be up to date. You guys got my business card. Y'all know me in Chicago. You should. Black High Priestess.
At this point.
BlackHighPriestess.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you do Tony's reading first, real quick, and I'm gonna film that, and then I'll give you a fun time with mine.
I'm so scared, y'all. I'm scared.
What is your
Who the fuck told you could drive my car?
I ain't got shit for you, bro. What the fuck you got going on?
Hey, you got your shot?
Yeah, you.
What the fuck was that at the club?
Loyalty! And yet I stand here, betrayed.
Bro, you wanna tell me why the fuck you got me out here this late? Nigga.
You should be ashamed of your goddamn self.
Man, fuck you. What the fuck was that?
instead of me pulling a card, or do you want to do both?
We do both.
All right, pick a number.
Out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to do the real reading? Let me read your mind.
Hey.
All right. How about you pull a
playing.
card, and you can pull a card live and see if you happen to pull one that's a number 4. That would be fun.
All right.
Just to see how much fun we're gonna have to do.
I don't want to mess up the cards.
Pull a card, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Pull a card.
I'm gonna mess up the deck.
He's scared. This is how.
Hell
this is
yeah,
how it
I'm
goes,
scared.
y'all. You see how scared? people
Hell yeah,
are
I'm
of
scared.
reality? You didn't pull a 4. You pulled a 5. He was terrified to. He's like All right. Let's go. Okay, so for.
And I hate odd numbers.
He surely does. I can't give this man nothing odd.
This is the card he pulled.
Let me get a zoom in for the
basically,
podcast.
Protection is gonna be important for you right now.
Protection?
Yeah. Protection. When we did the roach segment and you were basically talking about toxic people, this is gonna be 5 of Wands. Now in African spirituality, that's gonna be Ogun Flambeau. So you're gonna be dealing with the warrior aspect of Ogun, the one who is at war. That 5 of Wands or this 5 of Clubs, that's going to be dealing with conflict. So whatever inspired you, you definitely have been dealing with toxic people. 4 is a number of protection. So you have to call on that warrior aspect of you, whatever, again, going with your ethnic heritage or the predominant ethnic heritage that you connect with, as a lot of people are mixed these days with things. You're gonna have to call on your warrior spirit to resolve conflict. Taking the higher road, and dealing with being high and everything. Taking the higher road does not always mean turning the other cheek. Christ had righteous indignation too when it came time to deal with people who were taking advantage of his people. Big Mamola said, "Don't touch me and don't touch my children."
Right.
So there is a time for righteous indignation, and the message from your ancestors is it is time for you to confront people and to not be afraid of conflict when it comes to standing up for yourself or standing up for what is right and protecting your rights and protecting the rights of those who are weaker than you. So the divine warrior does not fight for themselves, it fights for the weaker, which is going to be dealing with women, children, the handicapped, the elderly, and those who do not have rights in a particular society. So when you rise to your occasion, when you rise in the spirit and spirituality, when you get closer to whatever spiritual practices that you're doing, that you want to elevate your masculinity, you're going to have to be able to understand what shields of protection you have, meaning what are you good at that can be used to protect yourself? What can be used as a shield? What abilities do you have, or what connections to your ancestors do you have that can protect you? Something that I'm getting right now is drum, and understanding music and certain megahertz of music can protect you from negative energy and toxic people in general. So you're going to have to start using certain frequencies, certain drumming frequencies in the music that you're creating and doing to protect you from any negative influences. So your frequencies will push away negative things, or they summon them. So you're going to have to figure out down to the decibel what frequencies you need to use to be able to create music while pushing away negative energies with that frequency.
Yo, what's up, blunt heads? It's everybody's favorite. Nope, I keep saying I'm changing that. What's up, everybody? It's the Jester King, Tony Tajay. And I'm here with Big Mama. And of course, we sitting up here and you just not gonna say nothing, right?
I was rocking, my Jay and Silent Bob shit. I thought I was being mysterious.
Well, anyway, I guess, look, check this out. Y'all, it's a small thing for y'all, but it's a big thing for us. Why don't y'all go on and like, comment, subscribe, and mess with us over here. Let's be blunt. Y'all be watching our videos and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, why don't y'all give us a little like.
we need that. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get this shit really rolling the way we want it to be, on a bigger scale. You know what I'm saying? We trying to take it up a notch. So you know what I'm saying? Rock with us.
Get with it.
Stop looking. Go
watch the video. The fuck.
Go do the like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. We finna roll up.
How do you want to do it? Do you want to ask a question? You want to pick a number and a card? However you want to do it.
I want to pick a card, yo.
All right, pick a card.
Okay, do you have to
card,
reshuffle
card.
them, or are they just...
No, I'm going to let you pick one. If they're there.
Alright. Ooh.
Do you want to pick more than one?
I do actually.
I know.
Pick this one.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna pick this one, and then I'm gonna pick.
You can-
Sorry to show the podcast.
You can put it down if
Wait.
you want to. It's up to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that
Pick
in
that one, and then I'm gonna pick this one. I'm good with that.
Okay.
That's 2. You can tell now, because 3 is a unified number.
You can do what you want.
We're not gonna do just 2. Sorry, Tone, for your odd number. I'm cool with that. Okay, go ahead for me.
Okay. So first I want to talk about this card here. So African spirituality. This is going to be Legba Flambeau. So this is going to be a very, very dangerous part of voodoo and African spirituality. And you picked that. So I have the rights, and you have the gate is open for you to learn from a voodoo perspective.
Word.
You know, regardless of your ethnic heritage, or maybe not having enough specific African genealogy. Very, very dangerous aspect to deal with. This is the one who was called on to help free the slaves. Very, very dangerous to those with colonial heritage. Not necessarily Caucasian, but specifically
Colonial. Yeah.
the Spaniards were really one of the worst, but we'll
get into that.
another one.
Part 3.
So this is very important because we had a discussion of I painted my nails for y'all black and red, and as you see her beautiful jacket, but very I'm scrolling in on it for the audience here. You see all those of you who follow me understand Papa Legba. You all understand Eshu, the red, what the red and black represents. This is the gate being opened. Now this is fire, so this does deal with, I feel, for you clearing up, and you did mention that 25% causing problems when it comes to connecting and people putting, people not understanding that culture is not always skin deep. Every culture has light and dark in their heritage. There's no race that does not have a light version or a dark version. And the European heritage, you know, black is dealing with people who have the blacker hair versus the gingerly look or the fair look, which in European culture, fair means blonde, but fair in other cultures means those who have a beauty or are easier on the eyes. It does not mean that they're lighter or darker.
Exactly.
So this being pulled first is very important. You wanting to pull 3 cards also, the power of 3, very significant to the gate being opened for you to kind of cross cultures and accept who you are and accept your diverse abilities to heal and to empower. This is a card of empowerment. This is a card of an elder or a person who is of a certain age getting their second wind, getting their mojo back, like an old person feeling them still being old in their body but feeling young, feeling invigorated again, feeling like fire energy that just invigorated them to feel like they're young again. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to like you're holding this fire, and like, okay, it's a ball of creativity and you can do what thou wilt. And now we know what we all know, do what thou wilt, and we all know the Antons van der Levee and everything, and we all know how Papa Legba has been associated with the devil and African spirituality. But this card is representing that the dangerous aspects of a person having free will, and why, you know, at the end of the day, I feel that more people choose good than they do evil, but evil is promoted. I don't want to get too deep into that. let's go to the other card here. This is another wand, another fire card, and this is going to be this in African spirituality. This will be Agua Flambeau, which ironically would deal with marriage. If there's something that you want to say in terms of marriage at this time, speak or forever hold your peace.
No, for real.
But this is gonna be also dealing with a level of commitment that you have to protecting the sacred flame. In witchcraft, the sacred flame means something. Yeah. We're considered the holders of the sacred flame, especially, you know, women with certain powers. The Vestal Virgins were the first aspects of nuns, which also is in African spirituality, having a spirit husband, being a spirit wife, but also holding the sacred flame dealt with prostitution. What is now considered prostitution was once making offerings to women whose sex was used to open portals. It was not used for procreation. It was used for spiritual purposes in the temple. And we have things like tantric sex and Kama Sutra corresponding to the sacredness of sex when it comes to dealing with a priestess who is not for procreation with a man but opening portals to spiritual realms.
Yes.
So again, all this is dealing with gates being open. This yeah, this is some Mother Earth energy right here. So we're dealing with as a matter of fact, where this is Olofi in African spirituality, that would be considered the Star Mother. This particular card, though, is going to represent a pregnant woman who's pregnant with the universe. Not the universal mother, the Star Mother.
Makes sense, yeah.
So this is what's going to connect you to your Native American maternity, that maternity that you feel when you're like, don't touch me or my children. Taking on the role of nurturing the universe, nurturing every culture, nurturing every walk of life, nurturing every way of life. You have an open-mindedness that religion cannot hold, and you're not going to be able to teach and heal through a religious lens or a religious structure. You have to have that freedom. You have to have a spiritual aspect to your teaching methods, and it's going to help people who may have accepted Christ, who may be part of a religious affiliation, but they understand that they need a divine feminine force that a lot of religious structures are not going to provide them in a church setting. And this Star Mother card is dealing with being in the atmosphere. It's an earthy card, but it deals with being in the atmosphere. It deals with a when you look at African women are very much connected to the Anunnaki, and I talk a lot as a person in film. I talk a lot about the Aliens movie, and especially Aliens 2, and that particular the look of the alien who was made by H.R. Geiger, a sculptor. That look is related to the Anunnaki and related to the divine feminine look in African culture, African spirituality, the elongated head, the kind of reptilian, the kind of underworldly, the dark, crustacean kind of look. When you're dealing with the Star Mother, you're dealing with that energy of aliens, the DNA that comes from outer space that landed in Africa, that became the Dogons, that migrated to Egypt and then the pyramids. There is a genealogy, and so I guess what I'm saying is you're accessing even the Akashic records to access the genealogy of Earth beings, the genealogy of not just Earth. How many planets are in one atmosphere? This is beyond one galaxy.
Oh, I know.
This is beyond. So that's when you're dealing with maternity from a galactical perspective, and that is very much all inclusive. And so that is going to be that's going to be where you find the most power, being an all-inclusive teacher and nurturer, an all-inclusive nurturer.